Hi friends, this is William again. I'm going to introduce you one of the best computer diagnostic kit on the market. Alright, let's get back to 10 years or maybe 20 years ago. The computer motherboard diagnostic cards or those diagnostic kits on the market, most of them are using 2-digit or 4-digit display unit to show the diagnostic codes one by one at a time, and then we need to look up the paper menus for those codes descriptions, right? So that takes a lot of time, and as we know, motherboard technology has been advancing periodically. So there's a lot of more powerful motherboards, newer feature add, better chipset and more nice functions, So motherboard technology are advancing. So we do also need a better technology-made diagnostic kit to meet the motherboard needs, right? The motherboard troubleshooting needs. Okay, so this time, this kit here, I would say it is one of the most powerful on the market because it comes with most different type of the connectors on the market, right? Different type of connectors we can find on the market. And it is able to troubleshoot desktop computer and the laptop computers all together, just using one single kit. Okay, and better yet, this diagnostic kit does not use any digital display anymore. There's no manual lookup codes to the paper menu one by one. Instead, it use our better technology. Our phones. It will work with our Android phones, running the apps to automatically using the app to do the troubleshooting, codes interpretation for us. We don't need to look at the paper menu code one by one. Just let the Android, machine, Android phone, another type of small computers, running the app to do the automatic troubleshooting diagnosis for us. Okay, this is why I say it is the one of the most powerful, because it is using the latest technologies. Okay, let's start by checking out what parts it comes with. Okay, this is the USB, and this is the data cable. This is the OTG cables. This is the master diagnostic board. We can see it shows V8 version, model V8. It is same as powerful as V8 engines on the vehicles. So this is the one of the most powerful computer diagnostic kit. So far this is one of the best I can find on the market. All right, so this is okay. This cable is also a USB cable, right? And then this cable is also a USB cable, and I would like to show you what to do with them, how they work differently. Next. Alright, so here is a lot of parts, right? We can see the T-shaped part. This is for LPC, this is for M2, another M2 here. And actually these two parts are not duplicates, okay? They are different type of pins for M2. And then this is the mini PCIe and MSATA. All this works on the laptop computer as well, okay? And this works on the desktop. And this is the EC cable, and I will show you what to do later. And this is the Type-C Android converter. We can convert the micro USB, the earlier Android, to the newer Type-C Android, right? So just plug in. That's so easy, right? Okay. All right. So next, I'm going to show you how to connect all these cables in the right way. Okay, so not to break any parts on this dedicated nice kit. Okay, all right. Let's get back to the USB cable first. We have two USB cable, right? Okay, let's see. One is built-in. One is built-in on the master V8 diagnostic board. This USB cable, it is run through the board itself and built-in itself. This is for supplying the electricity power to the Bluetooth modules. Okay, so this USB cable is for supplying power only. Okay, this is same as many other earlier USB like diagnostic card. Those also using a USB for power only. Okay, and this cable here, which actually really take parts in the USB diagnosis. This is one of the major technology breakthrough, which allows the USB to take roles in the computer diagnosis. Okay, so we use this cable for computer diagnosis, and the wiring I will do that later. Show you how to the different type of combination, different type of computer ports and connectors, how to wire them correctly, how to install them correctly. Okay, yep. And let's get back to the master board first. This is master board is a coming with dual chipset, powerful dual chipset, dual chips, and then the PCIe connectors here. Easy connectors for connecting to the other, optional parts, and which will come up later. Okay, and this is the, as we can see, it says USB. This is for USB diagnosis using the smaller micro USB, and then the full size USB will connect it to the computer standard USB port, and then this holder here, which is the all-in-one holder. I can say a lot of different connector here, a lot of different like M2, mSATA, LPC, all those connectors. We will use the cable, this cable, to connect it, and then the other side we can connect it to the desktop or laptop, corresponding ports we need. Okay, all right, and then the other side of the master board, it is the Bluetooth, and then all these pretty much just the board layout itself. Okay, all right, and now I'm going to show you how to install them. The USB here, we have USB, right? We have LPC, correct? And then we also have PCIe. Also, we have mini PCIe, mSATA, and then mSATA M2 here. Okay, so AC here, and then OTG. All these types, all these types of connectors. When we are troubleshooting our computer, desktop or laptops, we are suggest to use the USB diagnosis as a prioritized connector type. Okay. And then for desktop, USB diagnosis first, and then we can go to PCI. Okay, see, this is the standard PCI. This is standard PCI on the earlier motherboards, and this is the new PCIe, right? So the second prioritized connector will be standard PCI, and then the third one will be the PCIe, and then the fourth one will be the LPC type. Okay, all these are for the desktop. The first one, the first prioritized USB, PCI, PCIe, LPC, right? Okay, and then on laptops, like earlier laptops, there are mini PCIe Wi-Fi, right, connectors. We use our prioritized, diagnosis method will be the same still. Laptop also comes with USB, correct? Right? So we use USB, the suggest preferred method first, okay? And then the second one, we will use mini PCIe, okay? And then the mSATA M2 that follows, okay? And this LPC is for desktop. So, and the EC cable here, some laptops there is a small cable, small connectors like this. Okay, so we can use the EC, using the EC connectors. And then, and also this one is also available to connect to the external display units, if we don't have Android device with us. Okay, so, but that will make this diagnostic kit, get back to the dummy mode, just like, we need to look up the paper menu again. And then in that case, we don't need to use the Android device. So, and I will take in another video showing how to use this cable connecting to the motherboard, connected to the master diagnostic board, and the other side connected to the external digital display when we don't have Android device available, and that will be in another episode. Okay, all right. Now let's start the connection. For USB wiring, we will make sure we know the micro USB one side is wider than the other, right? So same as the socket. So we have to align it correctly. Don't do it the other way around, or we will not even push in to the socket, or we'll break the socket. So this is the correct connection, right? That's all. And then this we will need to connect it to our light. Oh, okay. Any Android charger, right? So 5-volt Android charger, and then we plug it in, and then power it back on. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, this is good enough. We can see that. Okay, this is the, and then this side we will connect it to the motherboard. I will show this more in details. For now I just show you how to make sure each connector we connect it right. Don't do it the other way wrong to break the holders. Okay, and then here. Okay, the other part will be LPC, right? To connect the LPC, to connect all these 4 parts to the master board, we will need to use this cable, data cable here. We can see, let me turn the lights on, and so we can see it more clearly. Yeah, here we go. See, we have a little raised plastic part here, right? A little raised plastic part here, and then on the master board holder, there's a notch. Okay, so we need to align the raised plastic part to the notch on the holder. That's the only way we can plug it in and then push it all the way down. Okay, and then the other side we do the same thing. Match the raised part to the holder notch here. We have a small holder notch. Push it in. That's all. And then this side will go to the desktop computer motherboard, all those pins, and then I will show how to do this. And this will also be pictorial guides. Will show the whole picture, whole wirings. Make sure nothing goes wrong. Okay. Yep. And then this LPC, and the other side mini PCIe, the same. Just make sure align the 2 parts, right? Notch and the raised part together. That's all. And then connect it, right? Yep. And then I believe I don't need to go through all this. It is quite easy and simple, right? Okay. And using this OTG cable, what we can do is, remember we have a USB cable, right? This USB cable, the small part will go to the master diagnostic card itself, and then the other part here, USB, it will go to the OTG same USB connector, and then this side it will go to our Android phone. It will troubleshooting our Android phone as well. So depends on what type of Android phone we have. If we have an earlier like someone like this, it is using the micro USB. So we just directly plug in this the right way. Okay, one side is wider than the other, and then plug it in. We can even diagnostic our Android phone as well. Okay, if we have a newer Android which is using Type C, right? So we just change the micro USB to become Type C. That's all, and then connect it, and then we power it on. See, you will run the troubleshooting, and all these different parts wirings are on the menu, pictorial menus. We will never miss it. Okay, if you didn't get a menu, I will show you. Contact me and I will show you. Okay, all right. Thanks for watching.